Devastating wildfires continue to blanket much of Southern California. Right now, you're taking a live look at the Eaton fire, a large plume of smoke billowing. Multiple people now confirmed dead as crews race to get a handle on this raging inferno.
180,000 people are without their homes. Multiple fires are burning, sparked by dry conditions and powerful winds, causing unprecedented scenes. Crews right now trying to battle those flames from the ground and from the air. More than 350,000 customers are without power. 200,000 of them are located in the LA area alone.
And here's new video that gives you a scope of just how quickly this escalated. This is time-lapse video taken from cameras. You can see the intense fire conditions developing as the Palisades fire erupted out of control. Currently the largest wildfire burning in California. It's hard to see, but there's so much going on. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Garcia.
And I'm Marcus Washington. As the biggest fires in Southern California rage on with no containment, there are some signs of potential progress for firefighters with a small break in the weather. NBC Bay Area's Kris Sanchez live for us from the newsroom with the latest there. Kris?
Well, good morning to you, Marcus and Laura. So the Santa Ana winds are still howling, especially in the area of the Palisades fire, but firefighting planes and choppers are able to go back up, and I want to show you what a difference that makes in the firefight. Now, this is the Sunset fire that started just before 6 o'clock last night. Swiftly there, firefighters were able to stop the fire's progress toward homes and contain the perimeter, limiting spot fires set by those spreading embers.
This fire was rapidly and aggressively attacked by using coordinated air and ground fire suppression efforts. Residents heeded our timely evacuation orders.
So that's what happens when everything goes well, and that's the hope for that kind of break in the Palisades fire, which is now at more than 17,000 acres. The LA fire chief says structures destroyed or damaged are now in the hundreds of thousands, multiple thousands. Despite extreme fire behavior and forecasted wind gusts of more than 60 miles per hour, the aircraft are going up again to try to gain some containment, stopping that fire along any of its edges. Now, the LA sheriff describes the Eaton fire zone in Altadena as looking like a bomb went off. He said that this is complicating the search for victims, which we now know are listed at 5. While there are no flames in that video, don't be deceived. The Eaton fire is still at 10,600 and growing. And while nearly 900 firefighters were able to significantly stop its growth, there is still no containment. The Hearst fire in San Fernando is being held within its perimeter by strengthening containment lines and dozer lines. We also learned this morning that 20 people are under arrest on suspicion of looting. Los Angeles Sheriff Robert Luna said he has now ordered his deputies to enforce trespassing laws.
If you are in one of these areas and you do not belong there, you are going to be subject to arrest. I hope that is as clear as I can make it, because our first choice isn't to do enforcement. It's not to make arrests. It's to help people.
While the fires are actively burning and nearly 180,000 people are under evacuation order and another 200,000 under evacuation warning, many Angelenos are also dealing with gas shutoffs, boil water notices, school closures. The LA County tax assessor is reaching out to property owners with information on how people can defer their property tax payments for the time being until they can get themselves back together. And in the last 20 minutes, the LA Lakers announced they are postponing tonight's game so everybody can focus on what's most important. By the way, if you're feeling a bit hopeless or helpless right now, you can help Southern California. The California Community Foundation set up a wildfire recovery fund to help these folks get through these difficult times. It is a nonprofit with a 20-year track record in LA, and if you want to make a donation, you can go to calfund.org. Marcus and Laura.
All right. Thank you, Kris.
Well, the Palisades fire has scorched more than 17,000 acres, where more than 1,000 homes and structures are gone.
NBC's Steve Patterson is on the fire lines and has this report.
Officials are now calling this one of the most destructive, if not the most destructive wildfire in the history of Los Angeles. Now 17,000 plus acres, still 0% contained. We're still seeing wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, but the major wind event, the one that really pushed all of the flames on top of people's homes, sent embers tumbling to new spot fires, creating more problems and destroying a large part of the Pacific Palisades where I'm standing. That wind event has mostly now laid down and ended, which has given firefighters, it has given officials this precious window where they can start putting airdrops on the fire, which hopefully will lead to the major operation ending, and they can start cleanup. They can start the reckoning of the devastation, which you see behind me, which is absolutely immense. Thousands and thousands of structures and homes destroyed, at least 2,000 between all of the fires altogether. Thankfully, a lot of these spot fires, a lot of the sort of the minor fires that we saw overnight are now put out as firefighters are now focused on this major fire. Back to you.
The devastation is just hard to even fathom, understand.
Yeah, and it's still windy, unfortunately.
Right.
And they are trying to get out there and do the water drops and things like that to try to get more containment, because the window before the wind picks up again is very small. So here's a look just to get you oriented of where those fires, some of the bigger fires, are burning right now around the Los Angeles area. And we've seen once again the Palisades fire, the worst of that near the coast. And the red flag warning continues until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and there may be another one issued later on this weekend. So we take a look at the top wind gusts that we had during the peak of that windstorm, and the San Gabriel Mountains had 100-mile-per-hour peak winds. Malibu, 85-mile-per-hour gusts, and we also saw about the same at Burbank Airport and the Chino Hills, 77-mile-per-hour winds. But it wasn't just Southern California. We also had some very high wind gusts when those winds really increased in the North Bay. So Mount St. Helena had an 84-mile-per-hour wind. And then looking at the forecast, we're still at about 20 to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts currently. And looking at the forecast, it's going to stay just as strong for tonight and then increase again early tomorrow morning before gradually subsiding later on tomorrow evening. So still a long period of time before they're really in the clear, with some calmer winds coming early on Saturday morning. Back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Kari. Well, Bay Area strike teams already providing a helping hand on the front lines. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But right now, there are many people right here in the Bay Area who know all too well what many people in Southern California are experiencing, some living through their own historic fires. NBC Bay Area's Conejero Saab has more on what is likely triggering new conversations about fire safety right here at home.
It's terrifying to see how destructive these wildfires in LA County are, given the fact that Northern California sees its fair share of wildfire danger. It begs the question, are we prepared, or can we ever really fully prepare for something of this magnitude? Well, those are tough questions. Tough questions are also being asked of Los Angeles leadership at this time about preparedness in light of approved cuts to their fire department by City Hall. LA Mayor Karen Bass is facing questions about an $18 million budget reduction that she approved last year. Just last month, LA's fire chief warned the decision would diminish the department's ability to prepare for and respond to large-scale emergencies. Now, Mayor Bass has said the cuts did not impact LAFD's response, a spokesperson for LA Fire reaffirming the mayor's stance.
This is an absolutely unprecedented event. We have, we have another fire that just broke out. Any fire department, even our size, is stressed thin.
Now, these wildfires in Southern California come just days after two Bay Area fire stations temporarily closed. Station 25 and Station 28, both in the Oakland Hills. And they closed to help with Oakland's nearly $130 million budget deficit. The closure for Station 28 is slated for 6 months, but people who live close by are uneasy with the closure. The Keller fire sparked in the Oakland Hills last fall, while more than 20 years ago in 1991, a deadly fire destroyed homes in the Oakland Hills. Now, with these closures, people who live in the Grass Valley neighborhood say their closest fire station is about 2 miles away. Oakland's fire chief has acknowledged that with these closures, they can lead to delays in emergency when just seconds matter. Ken Houston, who represents the Grass Valley neighborhood, says it will be his priority now that he is in office to reopen Station 28 as soon as possible. In San Francisco, Ginger Conejero, Saab, NBC Bay Area News.
Thank you, Ginger. Here's another live look at those wildfires burning right now in Southern California. As this inferno keeps raging, Bay Area crews are on the front lines. Firefighters from San Jose, Sunnyvale, and Santa Clara County are among the latest to join the firefight. They're committed for up to 2 weeks. Oakland, San Francisco, Fremont, Alameda, and Contra Costa counties also sent firefighters, along with Oregon, Nevada, and Washington State. First responders in the South Bay say they are prepared to weather the conditions.
We have camping gear, we have everything that we need to be self-sufficient for 72 hours, and also to camp out in the dirt if we need to, depending on where the fire front is.
We're also monitoring the wildfires in Southern California online. Make sure you stay up to date by downloading our free NBC Bay Area app.